What if I told you that money has never been just paper? It's a weapon the enemy uses to control your mind, your peace, and your future. Look around. Stress, debt, anxiety, fear of not having enough. None of that is normal. It's spiritual. The devil knows that if he controls your money, he controls your faith. In this video, God will expose the invisible system that keeps you trapped in financial cycles, fear, scarcity, and delay, and show you how to break free from it once and for all. You'll understand why your finances have been under attack and how to step into the divine economy of heaven, where provision never runs dry. So let me ask you, are you tired of working hard and still feeling empty? Do you feel like every time you rise, something pulls you back down? Stay with me, because today you're not just going to learn about money. You're going to reclaim your spiritual freedom. The devil doesn't need your soul if he can control your money, because if he controls your money, he controls your mind, your peace, and your destiny. For a moment, let that sink in. Every sleepless night over bills, every dream you postponed because of lack, every door that mysteriously closed. It's not just bad luck. It's strategy, a spiritual strategy designed to keep you in bondage, disguised as normal life. You think it's just about bills? It's about bondage. This is the secret the enemy has used for generations. You see, the devil doesn't always come to destroy. Sometimes he comes to distract. He knows if he can drain your focus with worry, if he can make you believe poverty is holy, you'll never rise into the purpose God designed for you. But today that ends, because in this video, you're about to discover the revelation that has been hidden for centuries, a truth so powerful it can break every financial chain in your life. Stay until the end, because the insight you're about to hear might not just change your bank account. It could transform your destiny forever. What if the war for your soul was being fought in your wallet? What if your next breakthrough isn't financial but spiritual? Welcome to the truth the enemy never wanted you to hear. They told you money was evil so you would fear it, not master it. Because if you fear money, you will never use it for God's purpose. You will use it for survival. And that's exactly what the enemy wants. Since the beginning of time, the devil has never created anything. He only corrupts what God designed. Money was meant to serve man as a tool of stewardship and generosity. But the enemy twisted its purpose, making man serve money through anxiety, debt, and greed. Now millions wake up every morning not to fulfill their calling, but to chase paper that vanishes like smoke. 1 Timothy 6 verse 10 says, "The love of money is the root of all evil." Notice, it's not money itself. It's the love of it. It's the addiction, the obsession, the worship of it that enslaves the soul. And Matthew 6 verse 24 exposes the invisible system. You cannot serve both God and Mammon. Because Mammon isn't just wealth. It's a spirit that demands loyalty, promising comfort while stealing your peace. Look deeper. Have you noticed how fear rules modern finances? People hoard instead of giving, compare instead of trusting, and compete instead of creating. That's not wisdom, that's warfare. The enemy built a system of scarcity so powerful that even believers start doubting divine provision. But here's the truth. Money is neutral. It becomes a weapon or a chain depending on who holds it. In God's hands, it feeds the hungry, builds churches, and funds destiny. In the enemy's hands, it fuels pride, corruption, and control. So ask yourself, who truly governs your finances, heaven or fear? Because the moment you break free from this invisible system, you will stop chasing survival and start walking in supernatural provision. The enemy discovered something far stronger than iron chains: fear. When fear enters, faith leaves. And when faith leaves, man becomes a slave, not to visible chains, but to invisible thoughts that imprison his mind. The fear of losing money, the fear of not having enough, the fear of failing in front of others. This is how the devil rules the hearts of men, not through poverty, but through anxiety. He doesn't need to steal your money if he can steal your peace. Every time you see an overdue bill, every time your account balance drops, he whispers, "God has forgotten you." But that's the greatest lie of all. Fear turns into worship when you constantly bow before the idea of lack. The moment you start measuring your worth by your wallet, you are no longer serving God. You are serving Mammon. And the devil celebrates because he has turned faith into panic, gratitude into comparison, and prayer into worry. But today, a prophetic voice rises to expose this deception. That's not humility, that's captivity. You were not created to live in financial fear. You were created to walk in divine provision, free from anxiety, trusting that heaven never goes bankrupt. Break the chain, take back your peace, and remember, fear is a liar, but faith is freedom. Money is not the enemy, but there is a spirit behind it that seeks to replace God in your heart. This is the spirit of Mammon, the invisible force that whispers, "You don't need faith, you just need more money." It promises peace, but delivers anxiety. It promises freedom, but chains you to endless comparison and pride. It tells you that your worth is measured by your wallet, not your worship. Mammon is not satisfied with your possessions. It wants your loyalty. It's a counterfeit God that uses fear and greed as its altar. It convinces people that success comes from manipulation, that giving is foolish, that faith is impractical. It feeds off insecurity, making you believe that if you stop chasing, everything will collapse. Yet the moment you trust in the system instead of the Savior, you begin to serve what you were meant to rule. Jesus warned about this in Luke 16 verses 9 to 13. He said you cannot serve both God and Mammon because both demand your heart. One offers eternal purpose, the other temporary illusion. One multiplies peace, the other multiplies pressure. Mammon builds towers of pride, while God builds temples of trust. When your hope depends on the market, your emotions rise and fall like its numbers. But when your faith is anchored in heaven, no economic storm can shake you. The spirit of Mammon is subtle. It hides behind phrases like, "I just want security," or "I just need a little more." It keeps people working harder, but feeling emptier. It replaces divine provision with human performance. But today, God is exposing its influence because you were never meant to serve money. Money was meant to serve your mission. Mammon doesn't want your money. It wants your worship. Break the allegiance. Redirect your trust. And watch as heaven begins to pour resources not into your fear, but into your faith. Money was meant to be a tool, but the enemy turned it into a weapon. A weapon so subtle that you don't even see it coming. He doesn't attack your wallet. He attacks your worth. Every time you compare your life to someone richer, every time you feel behind, every time you work without peace, he wins another small victory. Because the goal isn't to make you poor, it's to make you enslaved. The modern deception whispers, you're nothing without wealth. Work until you forget your soul. You'll never have enough. And people believe it. They chase numbers on a screen while their families starve for affection. They sell peace for promotion, joy for status, time for titles. The world calls it success. Heaven calls it bondage. The global system is perfectly engineered to keep you spiritually trapped. Debt chains your future. Media shapes your desires. Status becomes your God. You buy what you don't need to impress people who don't care. All while your spirit quietly dies of hunger. But look at Judas. He walked with Jesus, saw miracles with his own eyes, and still traded eternity for 30 silver coins. 30. Enough to buy comfort for a moment and regret for a lifetime. That's how the enemy works. He blinds you with something shiny so you forget something sacred. So ask yourself, what's your 30 pieces of silver? What lie about money have you believed? Because until you confront it, the enemy still owns part of your peace. Today, revelation breaks the illusion. You were never meant to serve money. Money was meant to serve your mission. And when you return authority to God, every chain forged by greed, comparison, and debt begins to shatter, not by effort, but by truth. For what shall it profit a man if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Mark 8, verse 36. This is the turning point where you stop chasing wealth and start commanding it under divine authority. There are two economies operating on this earth, and every day, whether you realize it or not, you're investing in one of them. The world system runs on fear. Fear of not having enough. Fear of falling behind. Fear of losing control. It teaches you to chase after possessions, to compete instead of serve, to protect instead of give. It's built on scarcity, where the goal is survival, not purpose. In this system, your value is measured by your balance, not by your faith. It promises freedom through accumulation, but delivers slavery through anxiety. The enemy designed it that way, to keep your eyes on money instead of on God. But the kingdom's economy operates on a completely different law. It is the law of faith, purpose, and generosity. In this realm, giving multiplies, not subtracts. Sacrifice becomes seed. Obedience opens doors that money never could. Jesus said, "Seek first the kingdom of God, and all these things will be added unto you." Matthew 6, verse 33. When you align your heart with heaven's economy, you no longer live as a victim of inflation, manipulation, or greed. You become a vessel of divine provision. Heaven's economy doesn't collapse when the market does. It's not built on numbers, but on trust. It's not governed by Wall Street. It's governed by the King of Kings. In God's system, give, and it will be given to you. Pressed down, shaken together, and running over. Luke 6, verse 38. The more you pour out, the more heaven pours in. So now the question is, which economy are you serving? because you can't serve two at once. One is ruled by fear. The other is ruled by faith. One takes your peace. The other multiplies your purpose. You can't serve two economies. You must choose your master. When the truth of the kingdom enters your spirit, something begins to break. Not outside, but inside. The prison doors of your mind start to open. You begin to realize that poverty, debt, and fear were never your true enemies. They were just symptoms of a deeper bondage. Believing that your worth depended on what you have. This is the moment when God shifts everything. When revelation comes, chains don't just fall, they dissolve. You start to see that prosperity was never about chasing money, but about aligning with divine purpose. Because the moment your mind changes, heaven responds. Miracles are not random. They are the natural reaction of a renewed soul. Testimonies begin to rise. People who had nothing but faith, and suddenly doors opened. Debts were erased. Opportunities appeared out of nowhere. Because when you think like heaven, earth has to obey. Now declare this with power. God is not trying to take my money. He's breaking my chains. Let this revelation ignite your spirit. Your money will no longer be your master. It will become your servant, a tool of light, a weapon of purpose, an instrument for the kingdom. From this moment on, you don't live for provision. You live from provision. This is your revelation of freedom. What once controlled, you will now serve you. What once limited, you will now expand you. You are not chasing abundance. You are walking in it. This is the moment of confrontation, not with people, not with systems, but with the invisible forces that have been holding your provision hostage. Every voice that whispered you'll never have enough, every curse that limited your work, every spiritual chain that turned blessings into burdens. Tonight it ends. This is not just a prayer. It's a declaration of authority. The moment you take back what heaven already decreed belongs to you. Lift your voice and say, I break every demonic influence over my finances. No power of darkness will dictate your destiny. The spirit of Mammon has no dominion here. Your wallet, your job, your business, your opportunities, they are not controlled by fear. They are under divine jurisdiction. As you decree, angels move. As you speak, doors open. As you believe, strongholds collapse. Now, declare again. No curse, no witchcraft. No fear will control my provision. Every generational pattern of lack broken. Every contract made in ignorance canceled. Every demonic delay reversed by divine acceleration. Heaven is your source, not the economy, not your employer, not luck. Heaven. Say it with conviction. I serve only the kingdom economy of heaven. You are part of a supernatural system where generosity multiplies, faith unlocks favor, and obedience opens abundance. You are shifting realms from scarcity to sufficiency, from survival to overflow. Now, this is a call to every believer watching. Repeat this aloud. Your declaration breaks a chain. Don't whisper your freedom. Declare it. The power isn't just in what you hear, it's in what you say. Because when faith speaks, the atmosphere changes. When your mouth aligns with heaven, hell loses its grip. Tonight, you are not begging for provision. You are enforcing a covenant. This is your moment of spiritual dominance. The war over your finances is being settled by your voice, your decree, and your faith. Chains are breaking. Mammon is falling, and the kingdom economy is rising in you. When God speaks of restoration, He is not talking about giving you back what you lost in the same measure. He is talking about multiplication after loss. Joel 2 verse 25 declares, I will restore the years the locust has eaten. Every tear, every delay, every betrayal that tried to destroy your destiny will become fertilizer for a greater harvest. The pain you endured was not a punishment. It was a prophetic preparation. There is a divine law at work right now. What was taken unjustly must return to you justly multiplied. The doors that closed were not rejection. They were redirection. Heaven is reopening files, releasing names, remembering promises, and activating opportunities that were once buried. You are entering the season where lost contracts reappear, forgotten ideas revive, and divine connections find you again. Now declare this with power. What was lost will return multiplied. Every resource, every open door, every favor that seemed gone is being summoned back by prophetic decree. The economy of heaven is releasing restoration with interest. Your spiritual and material life are aligning again, not to make you comfortable, but to make you fruitful. This is the hour of divine restitution. What the enemy used for evil, God is converting into testimony. Expect unexpected blessings, righteous prosperity, and new opportunities where you least imagined. The prophecy is alive within you, and it is speaking restoration over your name right now. As this message reaches its final moments, a divine seal is being placed over your life. Every word you've heard has carried a spiritual assignment to awaken, restore, and liberate what the enemy once tried to bind through fear, debt, and confusion. But now the chains are breaking. The atmosphere is shifting. The curse is being reversed. The devil used money to control you, but now you will use money to glorify God. You are no longer a slave to anxiety, to lack, or to systems of manipulation. You are an instrument of divine provision, a vessel through which heaven's abundance will flow on earth. Say it out loud right now with faith and authority. I am free from financial control. Type it in the comments and declare it boldly before heaven and earth, because your public declaration confirms your private victory. And listen, this is not the end. It's the beginning of a new spiritual economy in your life. So make sure you subscribe, because in the next message, God will reveal how to protect what He's about to release into your hands. What's coming will not just bless you, it will overflow into generations. Freedom begins when truth is revealed.